Welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're with Mike Klein from Klein Machining, and we're going to talk about his LSW. So Mike, why don't you take it away and kind of tell us what brought this about?
Okay, so I was, well, at the time and still am working with One Shipper Leadership Institute out here in Missouri. And we were talking just kind of around the campfire about these new rapid fire triggers that have been coming out. The binary triggers and things of that nature. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I need to get one of those for the program. Maybe look at seeing if that would be a viable thing. And then the notion came into my head like, well, if this is just a rapid fire thing, it kind of needs a way to control that rapid fire so you can actually put effective rounds downrange on target and have the positive impact you need on the battle space. Right? So, you know, I was just kind of thumbing through some stuff, and I played with, like, you know, the bipod mounts on the hand guards and things of that nature before, and what I found is that's fine for like static range type use where you're just stationary on target, but when you need to be able to like just prone out on uneven terrain in the field, you don't know where you're going to have to slap your rifle down on the ground, and be able to engage multiple targets as they present themselves. This old school forward mounted bipod actually gives you that flexibility because it'll actually conform to the terrain. And the other thing is the way you're able to interface with the rifle, manipulate it for mag changes and things like that is just way more fluid than with the more rigid bipod attachment. The other aspect that I like about this is when you have the bipod at the super far position near the muzzle, you have more leverage and control over the muzzle, so your cone of fire is going to get tightened up.
Right.
As opposed to, so yeah, okay. Like, we talk about barrel harmonics all the time, right? But I made these barrels super thick because two things. One, the thick barrel is going to help with your heat dissipation, or at least it will take longer for the heat to build up into your chamber area, and you're not going to have those cook-offs as quickly as if you were having a thinner barrel. The other thing is it gives you this amount of rigidity to where it can support the bipod without causing a great deal of deflection when you transition from shooting prone supported to having to shoot maybe offhand.
Okay, so unlike in the beginning where the Army decided if you're an automatic rifleman, here's a bipod for your M16A1
yeah.
on that lightweight barrel, you're like saying because this thing is so rigid and so solid, this is having no impact.
Well, correct. It's minimizing. Yeah, correct.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a number of benefits why, and you know, so let's say for example, even if it does have some point of impact shift, I know Brent, he's doing a training on LSWs right here, and part of that Marine Corps doctrine, I'm sure he's going to talk about this, is there's certain distances where you do not want to be using this rifle in automatic fire. Standing, you know, like 100 meters and in, like you're game on for standing fire. But for if you need to go out, you know, further distances, you really need to be proned out because that's the only way you're really going to effectively get rounds on target. So, and having this arrangement allows you to, like I said, go through your mag changes really easily and smoothly, keeping the muzzle on target because the rifle can kind of manipulate it around that fixed position on the dirt, so you got that as always like a reference.
Yeah. I know using this several times, one of the nice features, cocking the gun over, and if you do it with some force, it'll actually throw the mag out.
Oh yeah, that mag pull, quick guy.
Yeah, so you can flip it, and then like, you know, your other mag can come in, unlike say other bottom feeders where they're rigided up and down, so you got to work it in. This thing you can get enough side, so easier access with the mag.
Yeah,
which is a really nice feature.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. Like you got to break that ground contact, and then you're like, oh, now I got to rebuild my shooting position. So Yeah, man, that's something I didn't even think about until I already got it done, and we got out here in the woods and start testing it in the field. I'm like, oh man, the like this kind of breathes like new life, and I have way more respect for like the RPK, right? The RPK light machine gun or LSW, however you want to talk about, like the terminology gets kind of muddled, but that weapon platform is scaled up, if you will, assault rifle to work in this role, that automatic rifleman role, like the BAR or whatever. There's a lot of things that I just hadn't considered or knew the benefits of until I was able to get out there and start running it.
Excellent. Now, how would you say this LSW here is comparable, say, as an IAR for reference of the audience? You know.
So I really want to get hands-on experience with the M27 rifle, but I have seen some of the Marine Corps videos where they shoot it at 80 meters and they're shooting in rapid fire, and it's immediately, you know, kind of ripping off target within like 5 shots or whatnot. But then Brent was able to go ahead and throw this, well actually this style, upper, this is the RPK bipod style, on a full auto lower, and he was ripping off like 15 mag bursts and stuff like that. And I think he had like just a couple flyers that were off target.
That's a great video, by the way, folks, and I'll put a link in the box below. But Brent's video on this is what sold me on getting one of these, because this is a really awesome system. Sorry if I interrupted you.
No, it's true. I mean, I was excited to see that because I've only used these uppers in conjunction with, you know, kind of civilian style lowers, like the, you know, mouse click triggers or binary triggers. So to see it in an actual, you know, full auto setting where it's able to run, you know, that cyclic rate, man, that was so cool. That was so cool.
Yeah, these are quite awesome. For those of you who've been watching my channel on the One Shepherd coverage I've done over the years, anytime you're hearing automatic fire, you're hearing it come from an LSW type system. And the system's gone through a lot of development and iterations. Like, this is the current one right now that I'm currently holding now, but this is the original.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
tell us how things have changed since the beginning.
So for One Shepherd, we actually started with 2 different sample guns. One was using the Franklin Armory trigger, and the other one was using a Fostech. And we were testing 2 things. We were testing the triggers and then the barrel length. This one is one of the 20-inch barrels, and then we were also testing a 24-inch barrel variety. And what we found is, even though the 24-inch with ball ammunition has a lot more controllability on automatic fire, for the training we do out here with blank fire and things of that nature, the 20-inch barrel with the standard 20-inch BFA seemed like they gave us the best results as far as reliability and you know, being able to not only work mechanically but also with the small arms transmitters. Now, if you plan on just running ball ammunition, I would actually recommend the 24-inch barrel, because you get that much more leverage and that much more controllability of the firearm. Although, you know, of course, 20-inch barrel is also good because that's a little bit more compact handling. So it depends on, you know, what's this say, firepower versus mobility trade-off. But yeah, this was one of the original ones. We have the prototype carry handle on here. And this doesn't currently sport a carry handle, but that's because I have the Gen 2 in the works. It's not developed as of yet, but that's coming soon. This has the RPK barrel, RPK bipod. And the nice thing with this is it's quick to deploy and it's quick to fold up. It's also nice and lightweight. The trade-off is, even though the M60 bipod is slower to deploy, pull it and lock it in, pull and lock in, and you got to do that for both feet, and instead of doing it both at the same time, it gives you elevation adjustment. So that elevation adjustment lets you get over deadfall and things of that nature that may be blocking your line of sight and your muzzle.
Okay. Excellent. And you also offer a version with an AUG style bipod too.
Yeah, correct. The AUG style bipod, it is similar to the M60 bipod in how it functions in the field. The difference is it's aluminum construction, and it's a little bit narrower in profile. So when you have your bipod folded up on here, the hand guards, it's kind of picky with the hand guards. You really want to run the most slimmest hand guard you can possibly find for it to fit. The M60 got a little bit more width to it, so it can take a girthier hand guard, or if you got some kind of rails or thing like that. The reason why we went here in particular with the M60 bipod is so it could accommodate the small arms transmitter that's barrel mounted.
Okay, excellent. I know I'm really satisfied with mine. So is it just 3 configurations that are available?
Yeah. At this time, you got 3 bipod variants. You can go with the RPK, the M60, or the AUG. Also, the standard barrel length is 24 inches, but I can fabricate a shorter barrel. If you want me to cut that sucker down to 18 inches, I can do that for you, if that's what's going to fit you operationally the best. I'll work with you. Just send me a message and tell me what you want, and we'll see if we can, build your dream rifle.
Yeah, that's what Mike did for me. I think I've got one of the first ones with an M60 on it.
Yeah.
And when I saw this, and we used it at One Shepherd back in 2019, I believe. I saw that thing out in the field. I was like, oh yeah, gotta have one. And I said, but I want it this way. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll do that for you.
Yeah, for sure.
So how does someone reach you?
So I have a Facebook account right now. It's Klein Machining. You go in and send me a message, and I'll work with you. I got a website coming up that's going to be Small Team Supply. It's not out yet, but it'll be shortly. And I'll have a 1-800 number soon as well.
Outstanding. Mike is a great guy to work with. Not only did he build my AR M60 upper for me, I had a pair of PVS 7s, and they had a non-standard mounting system, and he was able to convert it over, and it's completely compatible with all US mounting systems. Works fantastic, and the work is just awesome. I mean, the guy's great work.
Oh, thanks, Les. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was a little bit of a challenge, but we got her done, and I'm happy it worked out. So yeah, man, that's I love working. Just let me know what you're looking for, and we can put something together.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you, Les.
Right. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for more future videos on small arms.